Hello everybody, welcome to my channel the HowStation. In today's video we are going to get a little bit artsy. So in today's video I'm going to share with you all on how I painted these bottles using my fingers and paints of course. So you can use these bottles to decorate your house. You can use it as a center table decoration, as a flower vase, you can hang it in your porch, or you can use it any which ways, whichever you like to decorate your house. So for this we're going to of course need a bottle. I'm using an empty glass bottle. You can use any bottle that is available with you. So the first step is going to be to give a base coat to this bottle. You can use any color for your base coat, whichever you prefer. So I'm using this one. This is the Fevicryl acrylic color and I'm using it in the shade white because I think that the white base will look amazing for any colors to go on top. I'm going to start painting the bottle with this white shade. Now while painting this, make sure that once you've applied the color all over, you give a long stroke right from the top to the bottom so that there are no streaks in between and the color looks even. So using this method, I am going to paint the whole bottle. If there is any embossing on the bottle, make sure that you're using a little extra paint over there because you don't want any empty gaps on the bottle. You want it covered completely with the paint. And once I'm done applying the white paint all over the bottle, I'm just going to go all over in long strokes right from the top to the bottom so that the whole bottle is covered properly. Once I'm happy with the base coat, I'm going to leave it to dry completely. So the first coat of the paint has dried completely as you can see, and now I'm going to go in with a second coat because as you can see the bottle is not very opaque. It's not transparent but it is not as opaque as I wanted. So I'm going to give it a second coat so that it gets that opacity that I want. I am going to use the same technique as I did for the first coat and I'm going to apply the second coat all over the bottle, and again I'm going to leave it to dry completely before I move ahead with the next step. Now remember one thing, that the second coat takes a little longer to dry than the first coat, so you need to be a little bit patient with that. Also once I'm done doing the second coat, I'm going to paint at the top because you don't want the glass to be peeping through. So here is my bottle after the second coat has dried, and as you can see I've painted the top as well, and I'm happy with the opacity as well of the base coat. Now it is time to paint the flowers on the bottle. So for the flowers, I'm using acrylic colors again. So I've got two shades of pink, I've got one yellow and white for painting my flowers, and I also have a rough cloth just to wipe my fingers so that the paints don't mix with each other. Now to start painting the flowers, I'm going to eyeball the center of the bottle and I'm going to dip my finger into one of the paints and I'm going to start making strokes like these. So for this I'm making 5 strokes for my 5 petals. You can make as many petals as you want, and then I'm just going to pull the color through like this and join it in the center so that it looks like a flower. I'm going to take some white and I'm just going to smudge it in the center. Don't worry about the finishing, just smudge it all over. Make sure that you're giving it a petal shape and it will look amazing once it's done. And then in the center I'm going to put a yellow dot, something like this. I'm going to take the other pink shade and I'm going to start making another flower with that. So I'm just going to put a dot in the center and then I am going to extend it outwards in 5 directions so that it forms 5 petals and it looks like a flower. And then in the center I'm going to put a white dot just like that. And now in the same way I am going to paint flowers on the whole bottle using my fingers. So I'm just going to randomly do yellow and pink flowers with 3, 4 or 5 petals. I'm not using any particular technique over here or any color combination or color coding over here. I'm just eyeballing stuff out here and just painting the flowers as and how I wish to paint them. So you can just use your imagination and paint the flowers on the whole bottle. You don't have to worry about the finishing, as I said earlier. Just enjoy the process and you'll come up with some amazing craft. So yeah, I'm just going to keep on doing this on the whole bottle now. Now that the whole bottle is covered with flowers, it is time to make leaves. So I've got 2 shades of green. So I'm just going to dip my finger in the green and I'm just going to make strokes like this on the sides of the flowers so that they look like leaves, and I'm just going to overlap them on one another so that it looks realistic. And once I'm done with one shade of green, I'm going to use the other shade of green and paint the leaves just like that. Wherever I can see a big empty white space, I'm going to try making a small flower over there, and if there's not enough space for a flower, I'm just going to put dots, colorful dots, so that there are no like big empty white spaces. And now once I'm happy with how this looks, I'm just going to keep it aside for the paints to dry completely. Once the paint dries, this is how the bottle is going to look. This is the one that I made on camera, and here's another one which I made off camera. So yeah, these are my 2 bottles. And now these bottles are ready to be used as a part of your decoration, so you can keep them in your showcase or on your center table or anywhere that you feel that they look good.